welcome to Spotlight on Bensenville. My name is Frank DeSimone, Village President and your host for this episode. Today we'll be discussing the Bensenville Community and Economic Development with our guest Evan Summers, Village Manager, Scott Viger, Director of Community and Economic Development, and Curtis Posgate, the Senior Planner. Guys, welcome to the show.
Hey, Mayor, how you doing?
Good. So let's start by we're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. What changes, if any, can we expect from community and economic development post-COVID?
There's still going to be a lot of funding available out there. There's still funding available out there right now. And we're going to be, try to be the best clearinghouse for that as possible and get the information out to our business community. But, even beyond, cities, villages, municipalities getting, CARES Act funding through the county here recently, another big stimulus was just passed and we'll be getting direct funding from the federal government. So it's just things to keep an eye on. We know that we're getting there. We're close to the end. We're almost there. But just be wary, before before we actually pull out completely here. But still a ways to go, and there's still going to be a lot of assistance out there needed. And we're gonna get that information out to our business community, the best way we can.
So tell me, what are some of our economic development successes in the past year?
Well, I'll take that one. We've had quite a few, to be honest. North, south, east, west in town, right downtown across from the park, south of Village Hall. Omega Pro Systems is wrapping up a new building there for their offices on the first floor, 12 apartments upstairs, a pretty building. Come take a look. Grand Pharmacy just recently opened at the Plaza de Campana Center on Grand Avenue. April 17th is the target date for the grand opening of the new O'Reilly's Auto Parts Shop on Irving Park Road, right there at Walnut Street. Most folks probably know the Bo Jackson Elite Sports, Dome has opened up down on 1000 Commerce Court, down Grand and County Line Road. Midwest Orthopedics at Rush has brought a nationally known orthopedic practice here to town in that same building with Bo Jackson. On the industrial end, 220 North York, just north of Irving Park Road, a new building there went up, and Logistics Plus took about half that building before the paint was dry. Frankly, they ended up taking the whole darn building. So that's good for us. Just up the road from there, a longtime local business, Betson Midwest, relocated from Tower Lane to that new building at 350 North York for additional space. We have a good diversity of businesses here in town. So we have some smaller fellows, some independent businesses. Mike Pop brought Meyer Pumping from Des Plaines, bought the building at 104 Foster as our second concrete pumping operation here in town. Original Concrete's been here for decades. So now we have Meyer Pumping. Arcadia Press bought the building on Thomas, 729 Thomas. They moved here from Franklin Park a few months back. Doug Kahn at Real Tape had rented a small space on Thomas here in town for many years, has relocated to County Line Road and upped his square footage by about 10,000. Last, not least, perhaps, Local Boy Makes Good, Fenton graduate, Jimmy Ochoa, that is tours in the Navy, came home, opened up the UPS store in Jim's Plaza. No relation, Jim's Plaza on Irving Park Road. So we've got, north side, south side, small business, big business. That's the diversity that you, Mayor, and Ed Evan Summers preach us to look for. So it's been a good year.
And just to put a couple numbers behind this, I mean, we ran some CoStar reports and we had at least 19 leases signed since 2020 of 20,000 square foot or above. And this is both retention and new. So we're seeing a lot of interest, specifically in our industrial district. And to put a number behind that, so Scott mentioned 220 North York, which was developed. We had mentioned that probably in our last ED spotlight that we did. So that's now complete. It's been leased, and then the company that built it sold it. And just to put a number on that, that sold for over $131 a square foot on that property. That's Class A industrial next to O'Hare, which is going for a substantial amount of money. And that's a great sign for us. And that's why we're seeing so much interest in our industrial district. And we're going to continue to see that in years to come.
I think one of the things that's impressed me most is just the entrepreneurial spirit of our businesses that I'm just always impressed by. But some of these deals that are coming online now, they were initially started in the midst of the pandemic when everybody was at home sheltering in place. We had business owners calling us saying, "I'm going to buy this property, tear it down, and move my office there." And I mean, it blew my mind in a lot of ways. But I that's just kind of goes to the spirit of Bensenville businesses that they just a lot of them doubled down. They didn't run and hide. They doubled down and reinvested in the community. And I'll never forget that, and we'll be constantly appreciative of that.
I got to tell you, everybody knows it's no secret the Bo Jackson Dome is like my child's playground. And it's funny, every once in a while, Bo Jackson texts me and asks me what's kind of going on. And I get a kick out of it because he is such a smart businessman. So he wants that whole corner. And I keep telling him, Bo, it's coming. Something's coming to that corner. So all you people out there that want to develop, Bo Jackson wants you to develop on Grandin County line. So make sure you guys get out there. But he's a good guy. That complex is packed to the numbers that they're allowed to in COVID. But once COVID opens up, that whole complex is going to be booming full force. And it's a cool site to see if anybody hasn't been down there to take a peek. I mean, it's gorgeous. And like I said, I think that corner is going to be our next major explosion, so to speak, in development. So I look forward to that corner. But getting back to us, and I just learned a new term, ED. Is that the new hip term, Curtis, for economic development?
Well, for me, I'm the ED guy, but we are CED down here, so it's a little bit of community and economic development.
So our community and economic, see, I should just say ED. Our community and economic development puts out development reports every year. So give me some of the highlights for our 2020 report.
Yeah, so in our reports, we highlight kind of everything that's gone on in the last year. We highlight reinvestments, new investments, both in housing and our kind of commercial and industrial districts. There's a lot of data in there we try to throw from whether it's CoStar or things like Zillow, which give us housing data. So we do vacancy trends and rates, and then there's some permit data in there, and then a review of our CDC. And just for some highlights, our housing data has been great. If you look since the downturn, which is sort of basically when housing bottomed out in not just the region but nationally. So since 2012, our Zillow Home Value Index is up 33%. And, we compare ourselves to all our neighbors in this area, and that we're tops among the neighbors. We've had the greatest, increase in the Zillow home, and their home value index is a really complicated formula. It's really interesting if you're ever looking into it, but it's a great sign of how our housing has rebounded. And then we are also plus 18% since 2009 in median income increase. And that again is tops among all our neighbors. So it's great signs with our community and our housing of how well we are doing as a community. And it's really encouraging to see.
So guys, tell me, what are some of the village's key goals for growing business in Bensenville?
The village has those 6 overarching goals. So we try to, evaluate everything we do, the enriching the lives of our residents, a safe and beautiful village, quality customer service, vibrant major corridors, major business center, and financially sound village. So, why do we do economic development? It's for all of those things. It's that whole quality of life umbrella for our folks. Great service, great public works, great schools takes money. It takes tax base. So we try to grow our tax base, both property tax base and sales tax base here in town. As Evan says, when the businesses are successful, we all grow. Rising tide lifts all ships. So that's kind of the overarching goal. We want to create good jobs for our friends and neighbors to stay here in the community and keep that sense of community growing. Also, and as Curtis will point out, we want to provide good transportation. Of course, it's not just the fluke of geography, with O'Hare and the tollways and the rail and the proximity to the Blue Line. That if you're not going to work here in town, you can get to downtown Chicago, which will come back, and you can get to other surrounding suburbs, easily from Bensenville. So our guys at Public Works with the county and the state and the tollway helping us get those transportation networks going. diversity. We don't want to be a one-trick pony. We want to have industrial retail. Of course, we're heavy in logistics and warehousing. We have a good food processing and distribution cluster that's really taking hold here. Of course, historically, lots and lots of tool and die makers here in town. They're still here. They're still providing jobs, really good jobs, frankly. Uh, Injection molding, retail, entertainment, sports entertainment, The Edge, Bo Jackson. We've got that whole sphere of different businesses that can, if sports are down, entertainment's up. If transportation is down, retail is up. We can keep that flow of business and tax generation going for our folks here in town.
And I want to emphasize the good jobs close to home. I think that's something we really concentrate on here. I handle business licensing for the village. So one of the things I like to point out, and I think is really unique here, so we have roughly 1,500 businesses or so, and we see roughly about 200 turnover every year. And to me, what that indicates is our entrepreneurial activity in this village and how robust it is. So not only do so you see businesses go out, but then we see them start right back up. We have 70% of our businesses are less than 10 employees. We have a lot of small business in the village. And to me, that's just a big indicator of just people willing to go out there and start a business and take that chance. And the more that happens, one of those is going to hit, and we're going to have someone, good, big business start here and grow here and be a Bensenville business. So it's very interesting. Again, good jobs close to home. We're an affordable community. We're a business-friendly community, and that's what we are really going to strive to do for our community. Is be that kind of job startup, and hopefully you're going to live here, work here, and grow here.
Yeah, we really like that small business aspect about our business community, and I hit these guys over the head all the time. If it was my choice, I'd much rather have 50 businesses with 10 employees than one business with 500 employees. I want that because those small mom and pop businesses are reinvesting in the community. They're more localized, they're owners that live in the area, and that's really how you kind of develop that business community rather than just the one-off big business that is a corporate behemoth and may be relocated at any time. That could hurt us, whereas those small businesses, they're here to stay. They're here investing in our community, and they're the real partners that we try to work with.
Does the village have a specific plan for economic development?
These things layer on top of one another. Going back a number of years, we got a grant, airport compatibility grant, which we turned into the comprehensive economic development strategy. That morphed into our new comprehensive plan, which then we layered on top the new zoning ordinance in 2019, so 2 years ago. And then Curtis put together the economic development strategy at the direction of Evan for a yearly roadmap of what to do. And maybe I'll let Curtis run with that and take that to the next level now.
Yeah, we're really excited about this. We finally kind of got this economic development strategy put together. We've been working on it for a year or so, and this is something it's gonna be this kind of living document that we are updating yearly. And like Scott said, is going to be sort of our roadmap of how we're going to, spend, department dollars wisely, basically. And that includes a new campaign, marketing campaign that we've been working on. And we're just starting to roll out called Think Bensenville. So we're really excited about that. It's just it's a culmination of a lot of things that, like Scott was saying, from years gone that we feel comfortable, in a place where we're working, yearly now and really working towards goals that we feel confident we can accomplish.
So how can residents find out more about the Bensenville economic development?
I'll say first and foremost, give us a call. We're here all the time. My cell phone number is plastered all over town. You can always call me. The village website has lots of information. Curtis packs that full of great data. Social media, we have a social media presence. and that will grow with the Think Bensenville.
Village Hall has been open since June. So if you're not a phone or email type person, walk on in. And there's been more small businesses started in the last year than in the history that we've been tracking it. And I think that's a testament to a lot of people lost their jobs and they've been sitting on these ideas. So if you've got one of those ideas and you want to open a business in Bensenville, get a hold of us. We've got the staff that's trained to get you to everything from pre-planning and how to get you to creating a business plan, all the way to site development and grand opening. We're going to be able to do that for you. So give us a call. That's what we're here for.
I hope you guys have a few minutes. We have to take just a quick break. So hope you can hang out for a little bit. And to you guys out there, we'll be right back after this short commercial break.
Hi there. I want to take you on a journey through a community powered by SeeClickFix. Here, internal operations are streamlined with more intuitive, secure workflows and communications. Here, let me show you how it all works. SeeClickFix organizes, tracks, and manages service requests from everyday citizens through a single application. When they see a problem, a few clicks is all it takes to send off a service request. From there, the right people get the request and get to work. All communication and task management is seamlessly coordinated through the app. Citizens can see the work being done and even receive a follow-up message when the work is completed. It's a team effort all around, and you have the data you need to make better decisions. Cities large and small use SeeClickFix to accomplish more for their citizens with the staff, time, and budget they've already got. Get started today.
Welcome back to Spotlight on Bensenville. My name is Frank DeSimone, Village President, and your host for this episode. Today we're discussing the Bensenville Community and Economic Development with our guest, Evan Summers, Village Manager, Scott Viger, our Director of Community and Economic Development, and Curtis Posgate, the Senior Planner. Guys, welcome back.
How you doing?
Here.
So tell me more about this campaign you mentioned. Why should business owners think Bensenville?
So I'll start off with just a little bit of background on this. While we were developing the budget for 2021, admittedly, it's a lean budget. There were a lot of unknowns, and I'm really good at cutting budgets. So I cut, and it was actually the village board who came back and said, hold on a second, we're going to come out of this at some point, Evan. We need to have some stimulus behind it to try to get people to reinvest back in our community. So we put a significant amount of dollars towards marketing and economic development. And then I unleashed our team, our multimedia team, as well as our community development team. They've come up with this plan. So I'll let Curtis kind of kick the whole theme off.
Yeah, I mean, again, we're really excited, getting through the economic development strategy that we created, and a big part of that is going to, was always going to be some sort of marketing. We were really excited to see Village Board take an even bigger interest and create a sizable budget for us to do some of this work. And then, just really grateful to an excellent media team we have here on staff in-house. That was, ready to jump right in and help create some of this. So, I mean, by all means, this is not just us. I mean, there's some other people on the squad that are creating this work, some of the, the actual marketing materials. And so we're fortunate to have some good staff. So Think Bensenville, is going to be something that we are going to be putting out there. We're starting in our minds sort of slow, but where we know it'll have an effect. So we're looking at trade magazines and such that we know will have an impact. So we've already run a couple ads, but the idea long term is to develop this kind of marketing strategy using this budget that the board has put aside. And really get people to really start thinking about Bensenville, whether it's to live here again, to visit here, or to work here. We're a key gateway, and obviously a big chunk of that is being, next to O'Hare and, the immediate, west neighbor of O'Hare. but it's not just that. I mean, it's the, you know, being having access to the whole region, whether it's the you know, the tollways, the highways, Metra, you know, be 30 minutes to downtown Chicago. The pace at our metro station, and having access to the Blue Line at Rosemont and actually the Elmhurst station. So, I mean, we have a robust kind of network here that's really, it's almost unrivaled, you know, to a lot of the communities. And, you know, fortunately, O'Hare is obviously right there and really helps with the business community. And because of O'Hare, and then you think about kind of the rail that's associated with that. So you have the Canadian Pacific Bensenville yard that's on the south side of O'Hare, and that's key. I mean, so you're talking O'Hare with all their industrial coming in, but also the rail infrastructure, which is it's the Bensenville yard. It's right there. I mean, you're minutes away with access to that, and that's again invaluable. But beyond that, you have Canadian National and Union Pacific, which are both about 15 minutes away. And again, all that rail network. I think we have a stat somewhere that says we are 2 days piggyback coast to coast, basically, in our rail. I mean, to be able to get your materials in or out, you know, within 2 days, and then that's adding on top of, you know, O'Hare and their substantial investment they've been doing in their industrial and their kind of shipping area on the west side. And again, we are the direct western access into O'Hare. There's no one else, and it goes through Bensenville, and that's not even including the tollway that's coming down the road. When that's completed, we're even more so the gateway into western access of O'Hare. So, you know, we're just trying to get that out there that, you know, Bensenville is going to be the place to be. I mean, we're already seeing it, and you know, with the industrial and the sort of anticipated industrial. You know, I mentioned earlier the price per square foot we're seeing on some of these newer ones. That's going to entice a lot of people to look into our community and to reinvest, redevelop. And we're really excited about that. But now it's just about sort of promoting that idea and really getting people to think Bensenville, you know, for all their decisions, whether it's, you know, buying a home or starting a business.
So let's switch some gears a little bit. Where does someone go for permits and licensing to open and register a new business?
Well, come see us. You know, as Evan said, Village Hall is open. Maybe I'll parrot what I said a little bit ago. We have a lot of information on our website. You can apply for permits on the website through email. You can get business licenses electronically on our website. As I said, there's a lot of information there, but good old-fashioned hard work. You know, come talk to Curtis, come talk to me, come talk to the folks here. For permitting, you know, a town of, I'll say 20,000 people, we have a great building team. We have a master code professional. We have a fire fellow, fire marshal, we'll call him. We have another building guy. They're always here. They're always willing to answer any questions you have. Stop in, see them. No appointment necessary. We're always here to help.
What do we got in the pipeline?
Oh, lots of stuff, Mayor. We said 2020 was a good year for us, and 2021 is shaping up to be perhaps even larger, better. Biggest thing on the horizon, Mohawk Terrace neighborhood up at Devon and Route 83. Two large industrial firms have joined forces there. They've acquired the entire 68-acre neighborhood, and we've approved preliminarily anyway. Rezoning of that property to industrial, about 1.2 million square feet of a new industrial go up there. So that will certainly be transformative up in that northern portion of the town. Downtown, middle part of town, East Green Street, some of the older industrial areas there, about 30 acres. We're working on a purchase sale agreement with big industrial REIT to redevelop those 30 acres for 650,000 square feet of industrial space there. Generates lots of property tax. Grand Subaru is expanding yet again. Sales tax generator here for the village. That's you'll see that work going on this summer. Gem Car Wash, 904 Irving Park Road. A small local fellow owns some businesses around the areas. Got that approved. They're putting in the engineering. You can see that building starting to go vertical here this week. Hamilton Partners, big real estate firm out of Itasca, is redeveloping 1000 Route 83 there at the tollway in Route 83. That'll be about 130, 140,000 square feet. That building should be done here right around Independence Day holiday. Their brokerage team is marketing that to users now. Again, big guys, small guys. Local company, Century Metal Spinning, Janet Kaiser's company. They have acquired the vacant land next door. They're doing about a 17,000 square foot addition there. They're getting their architect working on that now. Magnetic Shield. We've got some engineering inspections going up there today on North Thomas. They're doing a 7,000 square foot expansion. They just began that. American Distributor is a small operation on Bryn Mawr, has signed a lease to move into a 30,000 square foot, totally renovated building on Industrial, 1049 Industrial. And oh gosh, two more big ones. I should have said these. My mistake. Yon Express. They are taking about 60,000 square feet in Cook County in the new 1055 Sesame building. And Mayor, you will recall that you and the village board, I'll say approved, didn't object to the Cook County Class 6B that actually got that deal done. And Yahi Technologies out of Arlington Heights, they just signed a lease here a week ago for the 300,000 square foot building on Foster and just east of Route 83, 1010 Foster. So, lots going on, and as Evan says, I'm sure we'll get some more entrepreneurial folks. We get those calls every week.
Yeah, I mean, so as far as industrial markets go in the Midwest, O'Hare is the hottest industrial market. The two largest, not just the one, but the two largest O'Hare submarket deals are occurring in Bensenville this year. So I don't think there's a day goes by that we're not on a conference call with either the Mohawk Terrace people or the East Green Street people. It's a lot of work. We're putting in a lot of hours to get these deals done, but this is the fun part of the job. So we're dedicated to it, and we're going to keep banging these deals out as fast as we can.
So how can residents find out more about our Bensenville economic development?
So the song remains the same. I joke I get paid to talk and get things done about Bensenville 7 days a week. So, call us. Curtis will tell you, go to the website. He's chock that full of everything. Call us. I was going to say, as Curtis mentioned, the CDC, the Community Development Commission, village board meetings. If you're a local business person, join our Chamber of Commerce. We talked about that coffee shop conversation. We know those folks. We love those folks. They pass information back and forth, and we're always here. We can talk and point you all in the right direction.
And I think it goes without saying, a lot of our leads come through you, Mayor. You're obviously out in the community. You're approachable. I would argue too many people have your cell phone number, and they're calling you about opening businesses, and that comes right down to us. So if that's your preferred method, it seems to be a method that works, is go through the mayor, and it will get to us.
I'm the gallon of milk and jewel guy that has to exchange it 4 times because everybody wants to talk about businesses in town.
Right.
Well, listen, guys, what are you doing sitting around there? Get out there and get us some more businesses. That's all we got today. But thank you for joining us. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for the hard work. And thank you so much for joining us. And be sure to tune in next week, Spotlight on Bensenville.